Hello, my name is William James, and this is a bonus video before the Halloween spectacle of next week. I want to talk about Dune. Dune. So, I went to see it, and I'm completely blown away. It's a beautiful film. It's part one. And honestly, they've taken the first half of the novel, which I'm so glad they didn't do it as one big film. And we all know the story of Dune. Just because we all know it by now, it's easily Googleable. Is that a word? Googleable. That it's just there. And I'm not going to go into the full story because we know it at this point, but it's the first half of the novel. Paul Atreides, the heir of the House Atreides, some warriors, some sandworms, and many other things. This film is stunning. It didn't do as well considering the budget. It fell under, but we still haven't seen the home streaming services yet. But I really hope we get a part 2. This film is stunning. So, let's talk about it. The film is stunning. And due to and I know I'm using the word stunning a lot, but it is eye porn. It's beautiful. Visually, this film is just, it's so rich. The layers, the textures, this far future of humanity. It's far enough in the future that Earth is forgotten. That's the exact wording. And if you know Dune, you probably know the side material. You have great actors, you have great performances, and I think the casting was perfect. And unlike the 1980s David Lynch film, which we tend not to talk about, this doesn't feel hacked together, and it also feels like they let the director create something and let the audience. It's a very intelligent science fiction movie. And I'm used to being disappointed by a lot of the big budget science fiction movies in recent years. Star Wars, Disney, so on. And I always say this, Dune is kind of the precursor to Star Wars in many ways. And there was actually a lawsuit between some people that was settled, but without Dune you wouldn't have Star Wars. And they are so interlinked. And you can definitely see where George Lucas got a lot of ideas from. This is such a massive undertaking. Like, to bring this to screen in a way that didn't feel tacked on, didn't feel weak, didn't feel failed attempts at this and that. It just felt like they trusted the source material. And that's something you don't tend to see a lot now, especially with modern cinema, where a lot of modern movies, like the MCU, is made for, I swear it's made for 13-year-old boys with ADHD. Their nuance does not exist, and a lot of films are like that. Fast editing, fast cutting, fast changes. This film, I completely applaud the filmmakers for creating this, the people involved in this. I mean, taking on Dune is not an easy thing, and Dune is of a scale where you have something that is also so precious to its fans, but also so important to the people around it. They've trimmed a little fat, and that's not a bad thing. I will say that. A little bit of fat got trimmed, and I'm very happy here and there, just because in a book, and this is where the David Lynch film suffered. In a book, if you have a scene that takes 5 pages to tell you the scene, does it need that in a film? The fat trimming was done and handled brilliantly well, and the editing is really good. The pacing of this film is good as well. They really did do something amazing with this. And again, like I said, to bring Dune to screen in this sort of massive, cultivated, I really hope we get a part 2. I hope this film does enough to get a part 2, because I want to see part 2. I want to see where he goes with the second half of the book. Just a beautiful undertaking. And like I said, the special effects are photorealistic. Like, there are scenes in this film where I can't work out if they were CGI, miniatures, or practical. They are just so well done that it doesn't feel, for want of a better excuse, the pun, alien. You have a world that's built beautifully. You have the human race standing into the stars, and people dismiss this. People dismiss Dune. That people are really disrespectful of Dune as its legacy. It is the granddaddy of a lot of science fiction, and without it, Disney would never have ruined Star Wars. But yeah, this is just, I'm absolutely blown away, and this is my initial reaction. By the way, I've only just seen the film. I'm taking it all in. I've genuinely been never really blown away by much modern sci-fi. Modern sci-fi either tends to fall into love stories, or woke tropes, or Disney Star Wars, which is kind of both. This felt good, it felt interesting, and it felt like they handled the source material in such a beautiful and intelligent way. So, this is my initial thoughts and feels. Tell me what you guys think in the comments below as always, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.